Kingo of the Weirdos here, back! I'd like to thank Jeff Weber for filling in for me. What a great guy, huh? Yeah, pretty handsome too. You know, if you need your taxes done, give that guy a call. He's pretty good. But today, I thought I'd look at a birthday gift I got from Down Under from my friend Brett Gaddis. Brett Guy. It's a book, Death of a Transvestite, written by Edward D. Wood Jr. If you don't know who that is, he's a director. He directed one of the most infamous movies of all time, considered to be the worst movie of all time, Plan 9 from Outer Space. I would argue it's one of the greatest movies of all time, but I'm not going to talk about that today. Maybe another video. But he also did a movie called Glenn or Glenda, and ironically, that's the name of the character in this book, is Glenn or Glenda, because she is a transvestite, and she is on death row, and his request, I'm not good with these terms, is to die in drag. When they pull the old switch, she wants to be in drag. And if they meet her request, she will tell the story, the hidden story of she's life. Yeah, that's the basic plot of this book. It's better written than I thought it would be. Edward D. Wood Jr. is not very good at writing. That's not his forte. But there was only one spot in this book that was kind of confusing. Not really confusing. It just got weird toward the end. The last 20 pages, they introduce a new character that was not, introduced earlier. And it feels like it's placed out of nowhere. Terry is the name of the character. It's a cop. It goes into this cop story for no reason. Because the whole story is about transvestites and hitmen. The main character is a retired hitman, like John Wick, kind of. It's kind of a John Wick story. She's trying to get out of the business. And then I can't remember the name of the company that he's trying to quit. The Syndicate. That's it. The Syndicate has sent another transvestite to hunt him down, and kill her. Oh my God. Why am I trying to describe this? But yeah, it's kind of egotistical. I know Ed Wood is Glenn or Glenda. He's describing himself. And oh my God, he is the best lover in the world. Like every woman in this book that encounters him just falls madly in love, and then they instantly bang. But it's kind of weird because he goes to bang, and the woman will take his clothes off and discover that he has panties and bra on underneath, and then is just instantly cool with it. Like, I mean, this takes place in the 60s. I don't think women were that cool with it back then. I don't know if women are cool with it now. I think some of them are, some of them aren't. But yeah, and then he just makes the most passionate love as Glenn and then Glenda. And the woman's just having like so many orgasms, and her ears are exploding and her brain is melting. It's the best sex ever. And every woman that he runs into is just down on her knees to satisfy this guy. It's very unrealistic. He's also the best hitman ever. I mean, he's just great at everything that he does. And it's funny. I guess it's a fantasy story. So live out your fantasy, Ed Wood. Do whatever you want. The character's name is Glenn or Glenda, and there's a movie called Glenn or Glenda, but I don't think there's any connection at all. In that movie, she was not a hitman, or it didn't have anything to do with that. He wasn't a killer, a hired killer. So I don't know if there's any connection between that and the movie. It's a bizarre story. It doesn't really make any sense because he said he would confess his whole story to the warden if, he allows him to get in drag. And then the whole story, he doesn't reveal anything that the police didn't already know. I mean, the forensics, the evidence is already there, the people that died. He doesn't reveal any information other than how great of a lover he is, how well he can please the female vagina. And my God, this is very graphic for its time, even for now. Yeah, he doesn't use words like cock and pussy, but he's pretty descriptive in the sexual acts, and there's several of them throughout the book. So, if you're wanting to get a little hot under the covers, you might want to read this. I didn't know this existed until a couple of weeks ago. I've seen most of Ed Wood's movies. I think I've seen almost all of them. I hope I have, because I really like his work. It's bizarre. It's weird. He's a weirdo. He might be the king of the weirdos. I'm just subbing in for him. But yeah, I love his work. I did not hate this. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. I don't suggest it, though. It's just it's smut, I guess is what you'd call it.
Pornography.
It's dirty. Your mom might get mad at you if she finds this under your sheets, jerking off. But yeah, that's Death of a Transvestite. I don't want to go in and describe everything that happened it would just bore you. I guess if you're an Ed Wood fan, you might want to pick it up, read it, take a look. It's in a fucking book. Yeah, but I did enjoy this. It was okay. It was better written than his movies, and it made sense. One thing I would say, though, before I go, is how has this not been made into a movie? It is far better than the Glen or Glenda that we got. Glen or Glenda, the film, as much as I love it, is terrible. It's a bad movie. It just doesn't make any sense. It just goes into all these tangents. And this actually could be a really good bad movie. And I am waiting for someone out there to make this. So if you don't know this exists, whoever, maybe, hopefully if I had the money, I would make this. I know it wouldn't be good. It's not going to be some Oscar-winning piece, but it would be a great, fun film to see Glen or Glenda back on the screen. So someone out there, make this into a film. I will go see it. I think a lot of Ed Wood fans would go see it. I think a lot of weirdos would go see it. It'd be a lot of fun. So anyway, that's Death of a Transvestite. I know transvestites are big in society now. Everyone wants to be a transvestite. But back in the time when this was written, this was really risque. And he talks about homosexuals, transvestites, transgenders, sex changes. I think that was really bold for the time. That people didn't talk about that stuff. It was, and he goes into that too in the book. You know, there's a part where, you know, police talk about how they hate gays and things like that, and the things that they had to deal with in that time. And it's really crazy that nothing changes. Here we are 60 years later, and we're still talking about this stuff. We're still debating it. People still hate these people. After all these years, nothing changes. That's not good. You know, I hope in the future things do change. I hope for everyone. I don't know what it takes. Maybe once all these old people die off and the hate dies off, I don't know. I don't have the answers on that. I don't even want to talk about that stuff. I don't know. But anyway, if you're an Ed Wood fan, read this book. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I keep saying it's okay. But until next time, I'm the king of the transvestites. Keep it transvestite.